Hello, my name is Ryan Joy, and here are some thoughts of reflection looking back at the course we have studied. Heading into the course, frankly, I just wanted to know if my assumptions on language were correct from the opening activity. However, as we started to delve into the course, I realized that I was going to be more fascinated in the constructs of language itself and how it is acquired. Although I was close on a few of the assumptions, I was off on many of them, which I think is a good thing. I'll give a couple examples of that. First off, highly intelligent people are good language learners, which was something that I strongly agreed on. However, we have learned that if you take the approach of measuring intelligence by IQ test, which was the mindset I was when I checked that box, this can be a good predictor when learning about language. Research has shown that learners with a wide variety of intellectual abilities can be successful language learners. There are many different learning styles that might be shown by an intelligence test. It made me think more outside of the box. Secondly, I was always a proponent that the earlier a second language is introduced in school programs, the greater the likelihood of success that student would have in learning the language. What I didn't take into consideration were possible subtractive bilingualism with long-term negative consequences. What I also didn't take into consideration is the amount of exposure to the second language outside of the classroom. The desired goal isn't always a native-like tongue, but rather proficiency, or what we argued in the forum, what could be called fluency, in that second language. So now I think it is okay for schools to hold off on introducing a second language until the first language is more developed, especially in areas where there is little to no exposure to that second language in social settings. And finally, I had a strong belief that once learners know 1,000 words in the basic structure of a language, that they could easily participate in conversations with native speakers. I still believe this to be true. However, an important thing of note is that it is important to have an understanding of some of the pragmatic features of a new language, for instance, how to salute each other or where to show forms of respect. But knowing what to say is different than knowing how to say it. So that is an addition to my aforementioned thought. What do I still want to know? I want to know if this course is taken by L1 and L2 instructors. There's a lot of pertinent information in these pages that they need to know. My experiences with L2 were not great in the classroom setting, and I wonder if my instructors could have done something with the knowledge I have now. And as a final thought, I want to propose my theory on the acquisition of language. We as human beings, unlike any other species on this earth, have the ability to speak, an ability that we are, in most cases, born with the tools to be able to learn how to do so. Through practice, interaction, making mistakes, we are able to learn and refine the construction of language from birth. In order to perfect language, we must be given the tools to fail with language in order for it to grow. Exposure to spoken and written language for hours on end is the only way. They say it takes 10,000 hours of deliberate practice for someone to perfect something. That's 3 hours a day, every day, for 10 years to perfect your first language. Can someone learn another? I believe they can by following that same formula that worked in their first language acquisition, regardless of when they actually start that L2. Thank you very much, and I hope that you found this video insightful. I've enjoyed this class, and thank you for everything else.